Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today I have a fall Bath & Body Works haul for you. I did take advantage of the $11.95 candle sale, and we also had a couple of the free Bodycare item coupons expiring, so we wanted to get in stores and use those up. So this is going to be a very small haul, but I thought I would share what I picked up. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things Bath & Body Works on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's dive right on into the haul. All right, you guys, we're gonna dive into the haul and we are gonna alternate candles and body care, starting off with a candle that really surprised us. Now, I feel like with candles at Bath & Body Works, each season you have your token 2 or 3 that you're gonna buy every single year, and then it has to be something really good to kind of make you veer off your usual 3 and pick that up, and that is something that we had experience with honestly 2 of these candles, but especially 1 of these candles. So the candle that surprised us the most is the Bath & Body Works White Barn candle in Cranberry Woods. First off, look at this packaging. To me, this looks so expensive. I love that cranberry color, and then you have this really pretty gold detailing label. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. There we go. And this just looks expensive to me. It looks luxurious. I love the addition of the leaf in the gold, so it definitely has a fall feel to it, but it's still very, very classy. And I think White Barn candles as a whole in this design and this kind of style with the metal lid and then the color of the glass, I think is super classy. So really a huge fan of the packaging. Also, I love anything maroon. I feel like maroon and burgundy is very much the color of the year for this fall. So anything that's been in this kind of color, I feel like I'm naturally drawn to. Let's get into the actual fragrance itself. So Cranberry Woods has notes of tart cranberry, cinnamon bark, forest cedar, and golden amber. So we're gonna work through each of these scents. Starting out with the tart cranberry, I feel like that's the best way to describe it. It's a fresh cranberry smell. It's not artificial at all. So think strawberry pound cake, like that kind of artificial strawberry note, or Sweetheart Cherry is a really good example. Sweetheart Cherry to me has a very artificial cherry note, like it's almost fake cherry. This cranberry is extremely fresh. It's almost like you just poured them out of the bag, or you're making like a fresh cranberry sauce. Really nicely done cranberry in this. Then the cinnamon bark. It has a slight spice to it, but I would say it's very, very mild. I know some people really enjoy pumpkin clove, which that one, I think it's called pumpkin clove. I think it's pumpkin clove. That one has spice to it, or especially the sweet cinnamon pumpkin, that one has that spicy cinnamon note to it, or leaves has that really clove spicy note to it. This is very mild. If you're not a big fan of cinnamon, I still think you can get away with it in this one, as it is a very mild cinnamon fragrance. It just adds a little bit more warmth to the candle, but definitely check this out. Don't be scared off by that cinnamon note. Next, the forest cedar. I'm not getting really anything too outdoorsy in this. I'm not really getting fresh balsam or a real tree piney fragrance. The cedar in this is really nice. It's almost similar to the woods note in Sweater Weather in that it's a very mild woodsy fragrance. You know there's woodsy somewhere in the fragrance, but it's not the forefront. The cranberry is definitely the forefront in this. And then lastly, the golden amber. I would say it kind of rounds out the scent. It makes it this really warm, creamy cranberry fragrance, but it's not overpowering. It's not sensual amber by any means. I know some people that fragrance is whoa, way too much amber, or chocolate amber this year, that kind of amber fragrance. They were ugh, not for me. Definitely don't think that's the case with this one. This one, if I had to round it out entirely, it's a really fresh, tart cranberry fragrance with a little bit of added kind of warmth and kind of a woodsy note in the background, but still really nice, not artificial, not overly sweet, and something that I feel like you could burn in any room. So Cranberry Woods is one of my favorites and one that definitely surprised us this year. Now, the next product we have is something that I've never tried from Bath & Body Works, and that is going to be one of their bath fizzies. So we had a free coupon of a free body care product up to $9.95, and I'm really good on my travel care items. I'm kind of good on all of my lip care stuff. I was like, I don't really like need anything, but I have this coupon. Let's see maybe if there's a product that I haven't tried in the minis or the lip care that I think I really want to try. And my mom was like, well, why don't you get one of their bath bombs, like their bath fizzies? Like, have you ever tried one from here? And I was like, actually, no. So this one I picked up is in the fragrance Vampire Blood, and it is their bath fizzy. It looks to be this almost like black or charcoal gray color, and then it has red. I believe they're popping candies on top, which will be really fun. And then that is what the label looks like. It is the Vampire Blood packaging for this year. So it's this really pretty red with a black rose design. You have the black center label with a little, I believe it's a goldish red bat. It looks kind of orange. I think it's an orange bat actually, and kind of orange detailing. And that is what it looks like. Vampire Blood, if you're not familiar with the fragrance, the notes aren't on here, but it is petrifying plum, juicy red berries, and night blooming jasmine. How do you know you're a Bath & Body Works YouTuber? You can know the fragrance notes like that. It's a really nice fragrance. It's not something that I wanted in full-size body care this year. I did pick it up in a hand soap though, but I thought it would be nice to try their bath fizzies, and I feel like this will be perfect around like Halloween and spooky season because it's like this dark gray, kind of almost like black color. So very excited to try this. I'll let you know what I think of these, as these are kind of pricey, coming in at $9.95. I had a coupon, so I really didn't mind, and I didn't need anything else, but like just to buy these like a singular time, like your bath is costing you $10, like you're literally like putting money down the drain, no pun intended. But I'm really excited to see how these fare, especially because the Lush bath bombs I feel like are super great quality. I'm interested to see how this is going to perform. Now, the next candle we have is going to be the White Barn in Black Cherry Merlot. If you guys know, I got Black Cherry Merlot in the hand cream a couple of years ago, and around the time when they had Leaves Body Care come out in 2023, they also had Black Cherry Merlot Body Care come out, which I didn't pick up. And I feel like every time I do a discontinued video, or I do like my voting for the 2026 on my annual sale picks, or I'm basically just talking about fragrances that we need back in the body care, Black Cherry Merlot and what's the other one? Black Cherry Merlot and Black Raspberry Vanilla always get brought up as those fragrances. So I am so excited to have this in the candle. And this one has notes of wild black cherries, velvety red wine, juicy red raspberries, and bright plum. And honestly, this is one of those. And even if I didn't have the label on this fragrance, I had no idea like what the packaging looked like, I would always know this is Black Cherry Merlot. That's how iconic of a fragrance it is. Let's break it down by the scent notes. Now, the first thing we have in this is wild black cherries. You're definitely getting that cherry fragrance note. Again, very similar to Cranberry Woods. This is a true, fresh, real, almost organic cherry fragrance. It's not at all like Sweetheart Cherry's very artificial cherry. So if you're like, ugh, I didn't really like that one, I'm not into artificial, still recommend giving this one a smell. Up next, we have the Velvety Red Wine. I think this one has a slight booziness to it, but it's nowhere near like Champagne Toast. I know some people with Champagne Toast, that almost bubbly quality to it, they're like, ugh, not for me. The Merlot gives it a very slight, mild bubbliness, but I don't think it's anything overpowering the fragrance itself. Next, we have the juicy red raspberries and then the bright plum. You definitely do get a raspberry quality to this. As far as the plum goes, it's kind of like the plum that sits within Vampire Blood. To me, Vampire Blood is a very juicy berry fragrance, and I wouldn't necessarily be like, this smells like plum. That's kind of how this candle works in my opinion. It's a very cherry forward fragrance, and then you have that wine element to bring it all together, but I wouldn't necessarily like say this one like, oh, that's plum, if that makes sense. This is, to me, is a very juicy red wine, real like cherry. It's not sangria. It's very much more of a like a fruity, dark cocktail almost. But if you've smelled Black Cherry Merlot, like it just smells like Black Cherry Merlot. That's the best way to describe it. I feel like that's how some of their fragrances are. Like Twisted Peppermint, yes, it's a very almost like a buttermint, sweet, buttery mint, but it's like, oh, that smells like Twisted Peppermint. Like that's just what it smells like. I feel like Black Cherry Merlot is one of those that once you smell it, you're like, oh, that's Black Cherry Merlot. Like I don't know how else to describe it. But as far as the packaging goes on this one, I think this looks nice, but it doesn't look as classy as the Cranberry Woods. So we have the Cranberry Woods, then we have the Black Cherry Merlot. I think the Black Cherry Merlot is cute. I really do enjoy the color that they chose. I think the purple look is really nice and fitting, but I wouldn't necessarily say that this is very classy, especially compared to Cranberry Woods, as I like the gold detailing with the cap. That's just kind of personal preference for me, but I'm very excited to burn this one. This one's going to be perfect in September and October. Now, the next product we have is actually a True Blue Spa product, which I did a video, I want to say maybe like May, June. Honestly, no, it's got to be even earlier than that, where I was like, okay, so we had the Tahiti Isle sunscreen come out, and then I was like, is this Tahiti Sweetie? Are they bringing True Blue Spa back? And they turned out to be bringing True Blue Spa back. And I also did a video, this is kind of a slight segue, I also did a video being like, I think if they're going to do a collaboration this year, it's going to be Disney Villains. They had a Disney Villains collaboration, which I will be talking about in the next video. I'm not really sure when you'll be seeing that, depending on when you're watching this, but basically the point is what I'm saying. I feel like I'm like almost manifesting Bath & Body Works products. So maybe if I'm like, please bring back Black Raspberry Vanilla, please bring back Christmas cookies, please bring back Santa's Blueberry Shortbread, like maybe Bath & Body Works is watching my videos and bringing them back. Totally probably not the case, and probably 2% of like a chance of being the case. That being said, we have the True Blue Spa Smoothing Foot Scrub. This is a walnut shell scrub. This one says, made with exfoliating walnut shells, nourishing shea butter, and conditioning vitamin E. The smoothing foot scrub gently buffs away dry skin to reveal soft, healthy-looking feet. Spa Secret, pair with the Everescent Foot Soak and the Super Rich Foot Cream to experience the ultimate petty pamper. The fragrance is mint scented. So this is minty. There's something about Bath & Body Works products, and honestly, it's just mint products that for me, they get very tingly on my skin, especially if they're in a lotion format. So I'm totally good with a scrub. I'm totally good with a shower gel, a mist, a hand soap. But for whatever reason in the lotion, I don't like their minty products. I'm really excited to try this. This was actually something that my mom picked up. I want to say she had this years ago, back when True Blue Spa, I believe their foot stuff was like green, their hand creams were pink, their maybe tanning was orange, then full body was blue, back when they were doing the colors like kind of theme with their products. So I'm really excited to see how this works out. I haven't used a walnut shell scrub, I think ever, honestly. I always use the Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub, so I'm very interested to see how this is going to fare, and especially that mint fragrance, which it's a really nice spa-like mint. I don't necessarily think it's like, it kind of smells like your generic mint. It's not like spearmint or like wintergreen, or I think it's maybe peppermint. It's nice. It's minty. I think it'll be good. 4 ounces. It comes in at $14.95. I think this could be a good gift. And it's also, if you have any of those lasting coupons, which are a free product up to $16.95 and not $18.95, I think this could be something that you could spend it on if you're maybe wanting something a little bit different than traditional body care. Now, the last candle we have is one that we buy every single year. This is one of our favorites, and honestly, this is my favorite to burn in January for whatever reason. So I know we are very early, but if we have a particularly cold fall and winter, this will be one that I know will burn literally to the wick, and then we will repurchase another one. But it is going to be no other than the Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside, which I just love this candle. Now, if this one looks a little different than the one you purchased, I know they came out with 2 this year. If we can get it to focus, maybe I need to go down and up again. There we go. They did do a White Barn version of this, and they also did like a traditional Bath & Body Works candle version of this. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. I don't know if I can bring it closer. Yes, there we go. I had it there for a second. So it has this really pretty floral design. The wax itself is almost like this caramely brown color. You have the brown label, which includes the fragrance notes, the gold border at the bottom, and then it looks like that with the rest of the leaves. Very nostalgic, very early 2000s. It's giving very much like Gilmore Girls, so I really enjoy this packaging, especially compared to the more plain White Barn packaging. But if you like the White Barn packaging, I think that's the classier option. I just think this was super fun and nostalgic. So Marshmallow Fireside, it has 4 fragrance notes. You have toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla, and crystallized amber. Let's go note for note. Starting off with toasted marshmallow, you get a really nice, sweet, almost ooey gooey marshmallowiness from this. This is something that if they made in Bodycare, which I don't know if Marshmallow Fireside and Bonfire Bash are the same fragrance. I'm really hoping they bring out Bonfire Bash for the 2026 semi-annual sale so I can kind of think through that. I feel like people would go crazy for this. I feel like we need more Marshmallow Body Care at Bath & Body Works, as there's 0. So this is something that, yeah, it has a really nice sweet marshmallow quality to it, and I love that. Next, we have the Smoldering Woods. Now, this definitely has a woodsy, almost smoky campfire element to it, but it's not overpowering. Like, it doesn't smell like straight up campfire smoke. It definitely has that almost like warm, like slightly woodsy, almost wood burning quality to it, but it's definitely not like a burnt or extremely like smoky campfire smell at all. The fire roasted vanilla, I feel like that's what really adds to the gooiness of the marshmallow. They work in tandem really well. You get a sweetness to this candle, which I think is really beautifully done. It's not too overly artificial. Like, it's not like I feel like sometimes Vanilla Bean Noel, at least to me, it burns really artificial, or Christmas cookies burns really artificial. I feel like the vanilla and the marshmallow in this, they don't go that artificial path. They're just this really beautiful, kind of sweet, warm, ooey gooey type of fragrance. And then lastly, you have your crystallized amber, which I believe is also in, you have golden amber and cranberry woods, crystallized amber and marshmallow fireside. It kind of just makes the scent a little bit creamier, a little bit richer, and really rounds it out well. There's nothing sharp in this fragrance. This is a very smooth fragrance. There's no spice in it. I think this one is absolutely wonderful. So you guys, that wraps up my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you took advantage of the $11.95 candle sale. I think that's going to be one of the best candle sales we're going to get all the way up until Candle Day, which is happening in early December. We'll have timeline videos around the time of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite candle is this year, if anything surprised you, or what the candles are that you buy year after year after year. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.